Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping into something huge that's happening in IT. You've probably felt it already. Thanks to AI, the entire job is being flipped on its head. We're moving from a world of reactive problem solving to one of proactive, strategic design. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's just tackle the big question right away, the one that's probably on your mind. Is AI coming for my job? And look, it's a totally fair question, but the answer is so much more interesting than a simple yes or no. It's not really about replacement, it's about evolution.
And you got to understand, this isn't some sci-fi future we're talking about. We are right at the tipping point. Look at this. Over half, 53% of IT operations are already using AI. So this shift isn't coming, it's here, right now.
So yeah, the transformation is officially underway. And I'm going to keep saying it because it's the most important thing to get. This is an evolution. Your role isn't just vanishing, it's actually leveling up.
You know, what this really boils down to is a massive shift in thinking. The old way of doing things in IT was reactive, right? You were basically a firefighter, running around, dealing with alerts, constantly putting out fires. The future is about being the architect. You're the one designing the fireproof building from the start.
So what does this actually mean day to day? Going from that firefighter to an architect, what does that look like? Let's get really specific and break down how AI is changing the daily grind in some core IT jobs.
Okay, let's start with network management. You know the drill. Then was all about manual configs, staring at a command line, and reacting when the network inevitably went down. Now, it's a whole different ballgame. You just tell the AI your intent, what you want the network to do for the business, and it handles the rest. It even predicts problems before they happen.
And it's the exact same story over in security operations. The old way was a nightmare, manually sifting through mountains of logs, searching for threats we already knew about. Now, AI is like your super smart partner. It's actively hunting for threats, spotting weird behavior in real time, and flagging things you've never seen before.
And what about storage? Yep, you guessed it. Gone are the days of manually carving out space and getting paged at 3 a.m. because a drive is full. Now, you've got AI intelligently moving data around to save money and boost performance. And get this, it can actually predict when a drive is about to fail so you can swap it out before there's ever a problem. Wild.
Okay, so this new reality obviously calls for a brand new playbook. So what are the skills you need? And what kind of new jobs are even popping up in this AI-first world? Let's dig in.
Now, this is a stat that should really get your attention. The half-life of a technical skill today is just 2 to 3 years. Think about that. Half of what you know now will be outdated pretty soon. It means that learning can't just be a thing you do once in a while. It has to be constant. It's absolutely non-negotiable now.
And all this change is creating completely new roles, like an AI governance specialist. This isn't your typical tech job. It's about being the human guide for the machine, making sure the AI we build is fair, that we can see how it works, and that it follows the rules. It's a crucial human-centric job.
Or how about this one? An AI explainability engineer. You know how AI can sometimes feel like a black box? Well, when that black box makes a huge decision, somebody has to be able to explain why. This person is the translator, bridging the gap between a complex algorithm and our very human need to trust and understand it.
Now, of course, all this power and automation comes with risks. And that brings us to maybe the most important point of all, keeping humans in the loop. Because with AI taking on more, human oversight doesn't just matter. It matters more than ever before.
And for every risk that AI introduces, there's a human-led solution. So you're worried about relying too much on the machines? The answer is to design systems where a human is always part of the process. Worried about a smaller error becoming a huge problem? That's what regular audits and human validation are for. And what about bias? Well, that's where we come in, by building diverse teams and using better, broader training data.
Here's what that looks like in the real world. First, the AI spots something weird and suggests what to do. Then, it gives you the data, a risk score, the evidence. But here's the key step. A human expert, you, looks at the whole picture, considers the context, and makes the final call. The AI provides the data, you provide the judgment.
At the end of the day, it really boils down to this. The goal isn't to compete with AI. It's to partner with it. Your human expertise is what guides the automation.
You're the one holding the steering wheel.
So, where does this all leave you? Let's talk about what your role looks like in this future, and how you can do more than just survive. How you can actually thrive in a world that's powered by AI.
And let's be clear, the rewards for making this shift are very, very real. We're talking about a 30 to 50% salary premium for IT pros who have skills that work alongside AI. That's a huge incentive. Embracing this change pays off, literally.
And for anyone leading a team, here's your playbook. You've got to invest in your people, help them learn new skills. You need to build teams that can adapt and work together. And you have to champion the ethical use of AI, while always making sure you're balancing the tech with that essential human judgment.
You know, when we boil it all down, the most valuable person in this new era, it's not the person who's the best coder or the fastest troubleshooter. It's the translator. It's the person who can understand what the business needs and translate that into what the technology can do. And that is a uniquely human skill.
So we'll leave you with this. AI is going to handle more and more of the routine, operational stuff. That's a given. The question isn't about what you'll lose. The real, exciting question is, what will you build with all this new power? Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.